There are various devices in computer networks world. These networks devices are hubs, layer 2 switches, layer 3 switches, routers, access points, repeaters, wireless controller, firewalls, etc. Some of these devices are used for wired networking, some of them are used in wireless networking, the others for security purposes. There are many network devices and their models for different roles in network world. In this lesson, we will focus on the key features of these network devices, one by one. Let's start with hubs. Hubs are old devices that we have used in LANs. They are not used too much today. They are layer 1 devices. These layers are OSI model layers that we will explain it in next lessons. They work on layer 1, so they are not smart devices. In other words, they do not decide anything. We have used them to have more ports for the connections. We gain more ports, but the bandwidth is divided by these ports. These devices are cheap devices. There are two types of hubs. Passive hub, which provides only extra ports. Active hub, which also monitors, amplifies, and regenerates signals. As I mentioned before, hubs are rarely used in today's networks. Another old devices are bridges. Bridges connect local area networks. They work on layer 2 of OSI model. A bridge has a single incoming port and a single outgoing port. This solution was an early solution, so they are used very rarely today. Here is the first important device in networking, layer 2 switches. As its name implies, these switches work on layer 2 of OSI model. Switches connect the devices in a network and do packet switching to send and receive data. Switching is one of the key terms in networking, and it is basically the process of transferring data packet from one device to another in a computer network. There are various of layer 2, which manufacturers, and one of the well-known one is Cisco. Switches mainly provides high port density. In other words, with switches, we gain more connection points to the networks. With these ports, they expand the networks. They are cheap devices if we compare with the other key network devices. There are various Cisco layer 2 switches. Two of them are on the screen. Cisco Catalyst 2950 switches. The number at the end of the name shows the number of the ports in these switches. So one of them is a layer 2 switch with 12 ports and the other one is with 48 ports. A layer 2 switch use ASICs, application-specific integrated circuit, so they are fast devices, and switches work with MAC addresses. MAC address is a physical address of any device or interface. For example, your PC, your smartphone, or any other device has its own MAC on its NIC. Network interface card. We will talk about it more in the following lessons. Another switch type is layer 3 switches. These switches work on layer 2, layer 3, and layer 4. As its name implies, they are multi-layer switches. These network devices are high-capacity devices that can do both switching and routing. Here, let's say the key difference of switching and routing. Basically, if you are sending data within a LAN, it is switching. If you are sending data between LANs, it is routing. So, layer 2 switch only capable of switching, while layer 3 switch can do both switching and routing. These devices are expensive devices. They are used in service provider and enterprise networks and connects thousands of people. These devices are very smart devices. They are worked in service provider and enterprise networks. Yes, routers. Routers are the most popular devices of network engineers because it is really charismatic to work on routing and routing protocols. Routers works on layer 3 of OSI model. They are responsible routing packets between different routers. By doing this, they connect different networks. Routers are very smart devices. They do route calculations and decisions according to the routing protocol configurations. They have few ports than layer 2 and layer 3 switches. They are especially used on WAN links, and they connect networks. For this purpose, we do not need high port density. Routers are really expensive devices. On the screen, you can see various Cisco routers. Cisco 4000 series, ASR 9901, and ASR 9910, especially on service provider and enterprise networks. Modems are also old devices that is replaced with modem routers. Classical modems are very rarely used today. The key role of modems was converting digital signals to analog signals and vice versa. In other words, it converts signals from one device into signals another device can read. Routers are especially used on wide area networks. Routers works with IP addresses. Access points are the devices used in wireless networking. They are one of the common devices of wireless LANs. They deploy wireless signals with omnidirectional antennas within an area. By doing this, they expand the wireless LAN coverage. On the screen, you can see access point examples. Repeaters are small network devices mainly used for signal amplification. They help to amplify and regenerate signals to increase the reach of a network. Network signals lose weight during the transmission on the media. To avoid this signal weight lose through the long distances, repeaters can be used. Wireless LAN controllers are another wireless network devices. The main role of a wireless LAN controller is managing access points. The access points in a wireless network is connected to wireless LAN controller. And on this device, their configurations, operations, updates, etc. are managed. Another important device in a network is firewall. A firewall is the device that provides network security in a network. As a first defense, it can control incoming and outgoing traffic to avoid malicious behaviors. A firewall can be a hardware device, as you can see on the screen. It can be a software used on the network, or you can use both to provide your network security. Firewalls analyze the traffic very detailedly, and according to the policies on them, they decide to allow or deny the traffic. Firewalls are also expensive devices. Check Point and Fortinet are two popular firewall manufacturers. You can see two models of them on the screen. Next generation firewalls are advanced firewalls. They can block not only traditional attacks threats, but also advanced malwares, threats and attacks. On the screen, you can see two NGFW devices of Cisco. Using these devices has some benefits. These are advanced security, good security, monitoring, flexible management, fast threat detection time, nice integration with other security mechanisms and automation. Like next generation firewalls, next generation IPS, intrusion prevention system, are also used to protect network from latest advanced malicious behaviors. Next generation IPS provides network visibility, more security, advanced protection, automation, and security intelligence. The benefits of using these devices are protection for advanced threats, perfect awareness on network, users, applications, vulnerabilities, etc. Advanced threat protection and rapid remediation. Security automation, granular application, visibility, and control. What is a client? A client can be a host device like a PC, a printer, a smartphone, even a server. This name is used as a role name. In other words, it is a device which accesses resources served by a server. What about a server? What is a server? A server is a physical server or any device like a PC, a smartphone, etc. that gives service to clients. So how client-server model works? For example, the client wants to download a file from a server. It sends a request to the server, then the server replies with a response. There are different protocols works with client-server model. Or if you are requesting your latest photos from your sweetheart, your phone uses the same model. The client side, your phone sends a request to your sweetheart's phone, the server side. Then she replies with your photos. We have completed our network device lesson. Now, it is time for lesson quiz. Which one is the network device responsible for routing? Hub, layer 2, switch, router, firewall, all of them. The answer is C, router, responsible for routing in network world. Which ones are true for the routers? Works on layer 3, smart devices, connects networks, responsible for routing, all of them. The answer is all of them. All of these are true for the routers. Which ones are used for network security? Layer 2, switches, multi-layer switches, routers, firewalls, access points. The answer is D, firewalls. Which ones are true about access points? Deploys wireless signals, omnidirectional, works on layer 1, directional, rarely used today. The answer is A and B, deploys wireless signals and omnidirectional. Which device provide higher port density? Repeater, access point, firewall, router, layer 2 switch. The answer is layer 2 switch. If you like this video, please like, share and subscribe.